Many people say they want to achieve an audacious goal. They want to build something big. They want to build something great. They want to live a life of purpose. They want to go after one purpose-driven assignment or the other. However, their effort is saying something entirely different. One of the things that will determine whether or not a person is able to achieve their audacious goals is their commitment, their sense of commitment towards that goal. You cannot get the results that you need when you put in half-hearted effort. Half-hearted effort will always lead to half-baked results. Look, that is what it is. I tell people that sometimes you are better off not even embarking on a goal, on a decision, if you cannot give it your commitment. Why? Because every time you put in half-hearted results and half-hearted effort and you get half-baked results, what it does is it weakens your audacity muscle. It begins to create a track record in your mind that, well, I never really achieve what I set out to do. Maybe I shouldn't even dream or have these lofty goals. Maybe I should set the standard lower. Maybe I should bring my expectation down. My efforts do not really count for much. But the reality is it that the goals you have set is unachievable, or that you have just refused to put in the requisite level of commitment? Commitment is not trying. Trying is saying, okay, I would, when people say, oh, I'll try to be there. I will try to be there. It's not the same thing as I will be there. I will try to do it. It's not the same thing as I will do it. And this is the approach many people are taking towards their goals. I will try and do this by so date. I will try and, create that community. I will try and build that company. I will try will never get you to the point, especially if what you are trying to do is something that requires a level of audacity. If what you're trying to do is something that requires you to reach deep down into your potential, to unlock the truth, the value within you. When you keep approaching your goals with trying effort, let me tell you, you will continue to remain in a place where all that will happen is you will have a track record of things that you started and never achieved, started and never achieved. And the more you do that, the more your mind begins to say, well, people like me don't achieve anything. So it is better that you have one or two, goals that you then commit fully to. Trying says, I would show up for this thing when it's convenient. I will show up for this thing when it's comfortable. Commitment says, I will show up as scheduled. I will show up as planned, whether or not it is convenient or comfortable. Commitment is the thing that separates a lot of people apart. All the other character traits that you need to employ to achieve your audacious goals, such as discipline, such as tenacity, all of these things actually sit on a backbone of commitment. If you are not committed to your goals, if you are not committed to the thing that you say you want to do, if you have not decided to lock in commitment towards that thing, then you cannot even exercise tenacity, because your tenacity only comes up in order to help you navigate the situations that show up when you are trying to achieve what you have already committed yourself to. So you need to come to a place where you make a decision and you commit to it. When you are not committed, what will happen is you also don't realize how much of your mental bandwidth becomes so impacted. You're in today, you're out tomorrow, you're in today, you're out tomorrow, you're yes today, you're no tomorrow. That thing is exhausting. That thing weakens you mentally. That thing makes you a person who becomes, before you know it, you're so indecisive. You lack integrity, self-integrity. This is not even to people. You lack self-integrity. You get to a point where, in fact, as you're saying, oh, we're going to do this, your body, your soul, your spirit, your mind, everything is saying, okay. Oh, let's see. Really? Remember, that's how you said yesterday. That's how you said day before yesterday. The past 10 things that you wanted to do. That's how you said you were going to do it, but you never did it. And that way you become the one who locks yourself out of being able to achieve all that you can achieve simply because you refuse to commit. You cannot microwave your way into mastery. You cannot shortcut your way into attaining your audacious goals. You cannot get full results with half-hearted effort. Forget about it. There are situations where I have found myself where there are things I want to do, but I sit and I tell myself, I say, look, I don't have the bandwidth right now to commit to this thing. I have other commitments that are of higher priority. If I attempt to take this thing on, because I know that I cannot give it the required commitment, I will not be able to succeed at that thing. And all that will do is then create a track record for me to begin that weakens my mind, weakens my perception of my ability to accomplish that thing. And so I say to myself, what are the top priorities? What are the things that I must do? And the things that are of priority at this time. And I give it my commitment. Whatever I cannot give my commitment to, whatever I cannot give that full energy. See, commitment creates such a tangible force, a tangible energy that backs your goals. When you meet someone who is committed to whatever it is they are doing, it's almost like as if their mind, it's as if they have locked in on that thing and you cannot take them away from it. Commitment. You don't need more motivation. No, you don't need more knowledge. You don't need more whatever it is. You need commitment. And one of the things that helps you to commit is to decide with clarity. Decide based on your value system. Many times, many people have goals. And these goals are based on just what they see other people doing. Based on what, is popular. I asked someone the other day when she was talking to me and, trying to get some clarity about a decision she needed to make in the future. And she was talking about how hard it is, why she's not able to make this move, why it's tough to do this. And after I just stopped, I said, why do you even want to do that thing in the first place? And she stopped. And I could tell, like, it was as if that was the first time she was actually thinking of her why. And she just said, oh, well, because my sister did it too. And, I think it's expected of me to do it. I said, that is the beginning of your problem. You cannot be committed to something that doesn't align deep within you in terms of your value. You're going to keep creating excuses. If you want to truly commit to something, make a decision that aligns. What is your why? Set a why on that thing. Set a why that is so clear, that is so aligned with who you are, authentic to you, and then latch on to it. It's okay to, consider options, do your research before you make a decision. The moment you make a decision, stop going back and forth. Go down the road of that decision you've made. When you get to a point, or if you get to a point where there is now compelling evidence that tells you that, okay, look, there is a better way to do this. There is an alternative way to do this. You can then make that decision to pivot at that time because you have a compelling evidence. That time, your change in your decision is not about goals. It's about the way to achieve the goals. Your change, in fact, if you choose not to pursue that goal again, it's not from a place of lack of commitment. Rather, it is from a place of having compelling evidence that, okay, this is not what it should be at this time, or there is a different way to do it, or a better way to do it. But without commitment, let me tell you, you will continue to shortchange yourself. So I don't know what goals you have set for yourself. First of all, look through them. and decide which one is actually of priority, which one is authentic, which one of them actually aligns with your purpose, with who you are. Then give it your full commitment. See it through. The energy that your commitment brings into achieving a goal, you will not believe it. This week, your job is to begin to choose those places where you have been giving half-hearted effort. Go back and review them and start to say, how can I show up? How can I commit more fully to this goal? How can I, give it more of my commitment? How can I make that decision that sponsors integrity within me towards this goal? And as you do, you will be surprised. You will be surprised at how the things that looked like they were not yielding outcomes, they were not yielding results, begins to now create results for you. Till next time, stay well, stay blessed, and keep blooming.